Welcome to Dead Time Now, where time stops and horror begins. Put on your headphones, find a quiet corner, and turn off the lights. Because what you're about to hear is not just a story, it's a true nightmare. Here, we uncover real horror stories, the kind that stick with you long after the video ends. If you're brave enough to continue, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so you don't miss what hides in the dark. Now, let's begin.
Story 1: Unexplained Events in National Parks.
The United States has more than 400 million acres of protected wilderness spread out across 50 million acres of land with 400,000 miles of hiking trails. These parks are some of the most beautiful places in the country, and they attract more than 300 million visitors every year. And yet America's national parks are also some of the deadliest places in the country. Every year, people go missing in these parks, and almost all of them are never seen again, with no witnesses, no evidence left behind, just a cold case file and a family desperate for answers. What happened out there in the wilderness? Are these people still alive somewhere, or did something horrible happen to them? America's national parks are breathtaking, endless forests, majestic mountains, untouched beauty. But in the shadows of this beauty, something darker lingers. Hundreds have vanished from places like Yosemite and Yellowstone without a trace. No blood, no struggle, no clues. One moment, they're walking a trail. The next, gone. It's a mystery that's baffled authorities and haunted the families of the missing for years. So what exactly is going on here? One of the most famous cases is that of Dennis Martin, age 6, who vanished in 1969 while playing hide and seek with his family at Yosemite National Park. It was a popular spot for families. The towering granite cliffs of Yosemite Valley provided the perfect backdrop for a fun day out with the kids. But as the sun beat down on the crowds of tourists taking in the view, tragedy struck. Little Dennis disappeared. His family searched frantically for him, calling his name until their voices were hoarse. When they couldn't find him, they reported him missing to the park rangers, who launched a massive search operation. Helicopters buzzed overhead, dogs sniffed every inch of the ground, and rangers went door to door asking if anyone had seen the boy. But despite their best efforts, Dennis was nowhere to be found. His tracks stopped abruptly mid-path as if he'd vanished into thin air. Days turned into weeks, and still there was no sign of Dennis. The searches combed through every possible scenario, but none made any sense. There was no evidence of foul play, kidnapping, or even an accident. It was as if he'd simply evaporated. This baffling case remains unsolved to this day, leaving his family and the park rangers scratching their heads and wondering what could have happened to him. But Dennis's case isn't an isolated incident. Since the park opened to the public in 1864, hundreds of people have gone missing in Yosemite, and only a fraction of those cases have ever been solved. In 2006, a young woman named Erica Marshall set out on a hike in Yosemite's rugged backcountry. Despite her inexperience, she decided to venture off the marked trails, eager to explore the park's untamed wilderness. As the sun climbed higher in the sky, Erica's confidence grew, but so did her disorientation. She soon realized that she had no idea where she was or how to get back to the trailhead. Panicked, she tried to retrace her steps, but the dense undergrowth and towering trees made it impossible to navigate the unfamiliar terrain. Days turned into nights, and Erica found herself lost and alone in the unforgiving wilderness with little hope of rescue. Her case remains open, another grim statistic in a park that seems determined to swallow its visitors whole. Some believe the park itself is to blame, citing its remote location and rugged terrain as a recipe for disaster. The sheer size of Yosemite, with its vast wilderness and winding trails, makes it easy to get lost. And once you're off the beaten path, help can seem a world away. Even experienced hikers can become disoriented, especially in the winter when heavy snowfall obscures trails and temperatures plummet. A wrong turn or a misstep can lead to a fatal fall, a broken bone, or worse. The isolation and harsh conditions can quickly turn a leisurely hike into a fight for survival. And let's not forget the unpredictable wildlife. Bears, mountain lions, and other animals roam free in Yosemite, posing a constant threat to hikers who venture too close. Encounters with these wild creatures can be dangerous, leading to injuries or even death. The park's natural beauty can also be deceiving. Hikers may be mesmerized by the stunning views and not realize they're in danger. Daring climbs up sheer rock faces or hikes along narrow ridges can be deadly if you're not careful. Just one slip could send a hiker plummeting to their death. All these factors contribute to the park's reputation as a graveyard of dreams, a place where the pursuit of adventure can end in tragedy. But others argue that Yosemite's natural beauty is just part of the problem. They point to human error as the real culprit, blaming inexperienced hikers who venture too far off the beaten path or fail to prepare for the harsh conditions. They argue that many of the disappearances could have been prevented if people had simply stayed on marked trails and brought the necessary supplies. These critics contend that it's not the park's fault, but rather the responsibility of visitors to know their limits and respect the dangers of the wilderness. It's a debate that rages on with no clear answer. Is Yosemite a deadly trap, or are people simply to blame? Maybe it's a bit of both. However, there are rumors that circulate among park rangers and locals that add another layer of mystery to these disappearances. Some say it's the terrain. Others whisper about strange figures in the woods, mimics, entities that lure people deep in the forest. One story goes that hikers might hear their name being called, a familiar voice beckoning them deeper into the woods, only to lead them astray and disorient them. Imagine the terror of hearing your name echoing through the trees, knowing that you're miles away from civilization and every step you take could be your last. Is it the wind playing tricks on your ears, or something more sinister lurking in the shadows? Some have even reported seeing strange lights floating through the trees, silent and menacing, watching your every move. These eerie apparitions appear and vanish without a trace, leaving those who witness them shaken to the core. Are they extraterrestrial visitors, lost spirits, or something else entirely? These stories may seem like nothing more than campfire tales, but they tap into the deepest fears and fascinations that the human mind can conjure. We all have a natural curiosity about the unknown, but we also fear what we don't understand. The darkness holds a certain power over us, a reminder of our own mortality and the mysteries that lie beyond our perception. That's why we're drawn to stories of the supernatural, ghosts, and the paranormal. They both terrify and intrigue us, forcing us to confront the darkness that lurks within ourselves and the world around us. And let's not forget about the whispers carried on the wind, voices that seem to come from nowhere and speak in languages that defy translation. Imagine hiking through the quiet woods when suddenly you hear a strange language echoing through the trees. The words don't make any sense, yet you can feel the emotions behind them. Fear, desperation, sadness. Who is speaking and what are they saying? These voices seem to carry a message from beyond our understanding, a glimpse into a world that exists just beyond our perception. They serve as a reminder that there are things in this world that we may never fully comprehend. In the end, the truth may never be known. These stories are a testament to the power of the human imagination and our fascination with the unknown. Whether there's anything out there watching us or not, the feeling of being watched is enough to send shivers down our spines. So the next time you find yourself exploring the great outdoors, remember that you're not alone. There are unseen forces all around you, waiting to be discovered. You just have to have the courage to listen for their whispers on the wind. So what do you think? Have you ever experienced anything strange or unexplainable while hiking in the woods? Share your thoughts below. And don't forget to hit that like button if you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching.
Story 2. The Vanishing Hitchhiker.
Imagine sitting on a log just outside of town watching cars pass by. Now imagine standing in the vast Nevada desert, wind whipping around you, the sun beating down. Around you, nothing but sand dunes stretching as far as the eye can see. Psychologist Carl Jung once said, "The desert is the place where we all come to find ourselves." Well, that's exactly what a group of 13 young Americans did in 1996. Waves lapping at your feet, the salty breeze carrying the promise of adventure. This is what drew George to the coast. Retired and eager for exploration, he decided to buy a boat. Freedom was within reach. With his first mate, his loyal dog Duke, by his side, he set sail, eager to uncover the sea's mysteries. Days turned into weeks. The vast ocean became their playground. One day, George planned to drop anchor at a secluded cove known for its tranquility, but upon arrival, they noticed a peculiar sight. Two men were already anchored there. George decided to explore further. He dropped anchor and prepared for a swim. But before he could jump into the water, a loud crack echoed, sending ripples across the surface. Startled, George emerged from the water just in time to witness the distressing scene. The two men had disappeared into the sea. Rushing to their aid, George struggled to locate them amidst the turbulent waves, but his search proved futile. Just when he was about to abandon the rescue, he spotted Duke struggling in the distance. Calling out to his furry companion, George realized Duke had managed to grab onto one of the men, keeping him afloat. With renewed determination, George swam towards them, pulling the exhausted sailor from the churning waters. Back on board, the rescued man shared a tale of their capsized boat and the sudden disappearance of his companion. Overwhelmed by the drama of the day, George offered the sailor food and water, tending to his wounds and ensuring his well-being. Once the Coast Guard arrived, George learned the identity of the missing man. It was Jimmy, the sailor's brother. Despite extensive searches, Jimmy's body was never recovered. Many years later, similar incidents occurred, leaving many questioning if there's a darker force at play in these tranquil waters. 4 couples and 5 singles set off from Las Vegas for the Burning Man Festival in the Black Rock Desert. Let us know in the comments, and please don't forget to subscribe for more terrifying tales. They were excited to spend a week immersed in art, music, and community. Their journey was long, so they decided to break it up with a swim in the warm waters of the Laughlin Pool. When they arrived, the group splashed around. Others lounged on the nearby docks, soaking up the sun. But soon, some noticed their friend James missing. They searched everywhere, even diving into the murky depths. But James was nowhere to be found. Hours turned into days. Still no sign of James. Did he wander off, fall into the river, or was there something more sinister at play? As they reported him missing, rumors started swirling. Locals spoke of strange occurrences at the lake, whispers of a creature lurking beneath its surface. Was James the latest victim? The search continued. Divers combed through the dark water, but finding anything underwater was tough. The Colorado River is one of the largest bodies of water in the United States. It holds secrets so deep they're almost impossible to unearth. Days later, James's truck was discovered near the lake. Inside, a wallet, ID, and a torn lifeguard t-shirt. But no sign of James. Weeks went by. The investigation stalled. Had James really drowned, or was there something more to this story? Is the Laughlin Pool hiding something? Even today, divers dare to explore its depths, trying to uncover the truth behind James's disappearance. A hot summer night, fireflies blinking in the darkness. It looks peaceful, right? For Brian, Trevor, and Steve, it was anything but. It was 1981. 3 young friends hitchhiking down Highway 74 near Lake Arrowhead, California. Picture this. You're living the dream in a stunning apartment overlooking the bustling streets below. Life is good until it isn't. That's what happened to Benny. He moved to New York City with dreams of making it big. And now he was celebrating his promotion with a rooftop barbecue. Friends laughing, food sizzling on the grill, the city skyline glittering in the distance. Life seemed perfect, but Benny couldn't shake this nagging feeling like something was off. He looked up at the sky, noticing a plane flying directly over the building. A chilling thought crossed his mind. What if it crashed into our building? Just a fleeting thought, right? He dismissed it, focusing on his friends. But moments later, that plane slammed into the roof of Benny's building. Bricks tumbled, smoke billowed, and the scent of jet fuel hung heavy in the air. Screams filled the night. Benny rushed to help, rushing inside, the stairwell stifling with smoke. The elevator jolted to a halt, power flickered above him. He raced up the stairs, each step creaking under his weight. On the top floor, he encountered other residents coughing and disoriented. The fire escape was blocked, making escape impossible. Benny made his way back down, desperate for fresh air. Outside, the building was engulfed in flames, sending thick black plumes into the night sky. People ran for safety. Benny stood frozen. His eyes met those of a woman in an adjacent building. She mouthed a silent goodbye, then everything went black. When Benny woke up, he was in a hospital bed. His apartment was a charred memory. But how did he survive? Doctors had no answers. His neighbors spoke of heroism, of helping hands reaching through smoke. But Benny remembered nothing. He left the hospital, confused and scared. Over time, fragments of that night returned. People talked about a hero who guided them to safety. But Benny knew he hadn't helped anyone. He had survived by chance. Haunted by survivor's guilt, Benny moved away, burying the tragedy in his past. But sometimes in the quiet moments, he hears the echoes of screams and sees the flames dancing in his nightmares. When a silver Chrysler pulled over, they jumped in. But only the seat belts. What to do? Trevor wore his back seat. Then the car took a sharp turn onto a dirt road, plunged into a canyon. They were going off-road. Brian refused to ride. He stepped out at the edge of the cliff. But as he turned to leave, the car took off, crashed into a tree and exploded. Fire everywhere. Trevor never got out. Brian watched in horror, but when the police arrived, they found only 3 seats in the wrecked car, only 2 buckles. Where was Trevor? Had he ever been there? This mystery became a sensation. Was it a prank gone wrong or something far more sinister? What if someone had deliberately harmed Trevor and planted evidence? People began coming forward with strange stories. Rumors swirled around the area. 5 years earlier, 3 teenagers had disappeared after asking for directions here. Could this be connected? People started avoiding the lonely highway? But as the years passed, life went on. Then came 1988. A woman driving alone on that same road. Her car broke down. She left it and started walking, hoping to flag down a ride. Moments later, a silver Chrysler pulled up beside her, similar to the one involved in the accident 7 years prior. She hesitated, then accepted the offer for a tow. But as they drove, she noticed something odd. The driver kept glancing at the passenger side. As if waiting for someone, they stopped in a secluded spot. Her car wasn't fixed. That's when the driver turned, revealing a face she didn't recognize. In a panic, she fled into the darkness, running as fast as she could. When the police arrived, they found the abandoned car, the driver gone. Was this another hitchhiking ghost? This case remains unsolved, leaving us to wonder about the dangers that may lurk along seemingly ordinary roads. If you're enjoying this video, please remember to subscribe so you don't miss any more updates.
Story 3: True Stories of Disappearances at Sea.
The ocean is vast and merciless. It hides its secrets deep beneath the waves. And some of those secrets are people. Today, we're diving into the depths of the unknown with 3 true stories of disappearances at sea. So hold on tight because this journey will leave you breathless. Our first story takes us to the infamous Bermuda Triangle, an area in the western part of the North Atlantic Ocean, where many ships and aircraft have mysteriously vanished. It's a region shrouded in mystery and speculation, often associated with paranormal activity or supernatural phenomena. Our tale begins on December 5th, 1945, when a group of 5 U.S. Navy torpedo bombers took off from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, for what should have been a routine training mission. These were no ordinary planes. They were TBM Avengers, powerful and reliable war machines that had seen their fair share of action during World War II. The pilots, all experienced veterans, were led by Lieutenant Charles Taylor. Taylor was a skilled pilot with a reputation for his cool head and steady hand. Despite the challenging conditions, Taylor and his crew pressed on, determined to complete their mission. After successfully bombing the designated target, the pilots turned their planes toward home, eager to wrap up the day's activities. As darkness began to fall, the pilots got ready to navigate the treacherous waters near the Bahamas, notorious for sudden storms and uncharted reefs. At 7:39 p.m., as they flew over the Bermuda Triangle, Taylor radioed to Naval Station Fort Lauderdale to inform them of their position and planned route back to base. However, shortly after this transmission, contact was lost. The Avengers disappeared into the vast expanse of the Caribbean without a trace. The Navy wasted no time in launching a search operation, sending multiple aircraft to scour the area. The first search plane to arrive was APBM Mariner, a massive flying boat equipped with advanced radar technology. As it flew over the ocean, its crew scanned the choppy waters below, hoping to spot any sign of the missing bombers. Hours passed with no positive results, and as night fell again, the search was hampered by darkness and bad weather. This delay only added to the mystery surrounding the disappearance of Flight 19. Theories abounded, ranging from mechanical failures to pilot error. But none could fully explain the puzzling silence from the crew. Days turned into weeks, yet there was still no sign of the planes or their pilots. The search was eventually called off, leaving behind a web of unanswered questions and deepening the enigma of the Bermuda Triangle. Our next story transports us to the rugged coastline of North Carolina in the early 20th century. Imagine the year 1921. The Carolina, a 3-masted schooner, was sailing along the coast when it suddenly ran aground near the small town of Duck, North Carolina. As the townspeople rushed to the scene, they found a ghostly sight. The ship was deserted. Now, how did this happen? The captain and crew were nowhere to be found. To make things even stranger, the ship had apparently been abandoned mid-voyage. The Carolina Daring was discovered with sails set, anchor in place, and provisions stored below deck. It was as if the crew had left the vessel in a hurry. The lifeboats were still in their racks, suggesting the men had been taken by surprise. Personal belongings lay scattered around, hinting at a hasty departure. The galley had food half-cooked, as if the crew had been interrupted during their meal. It was a perplexing scenario that defied easy explanation. Rumors began to swirl through the coastal communities. Had the crew fled due to a mutiny? Was it pirates who had attacked the ship in the dead of night? Or could there be something more sinister at play? The lack of answers only fueled the flames of speculation. As days turned into weeks, hope of finding the crew alive faded, leaving behind a haunting mystery. Finally, let's dive into a more modern tale of the sea that will leave you questioning reality itself. Picture this, a bustling cruise ship sailing through calm waters, a luxurious floating city filled with music, laughter, and endless entertainment options. It's a picture-perfect vacation until a chilling disappearance casts a shadow over the festivities. Our story revolves around a man whose life was forever altered during a seemingly ordinary cruise. His name was George Smith, and while many details remain undisclosed, the chilling security camera footage is a haunting reminder of what transpired. The cruise ship, known for its world-class service and stunning facilities, was the setting for both luxury and intrigue. As George leisurely strolled along the deck, soaking in the ocean breeze, he basked in the beauty of the endless horizon. There was nothing to indicate that this moment of tranquility would soon be shattered by an inexplicable event. Without warning, as if disappearing into thin air, he vanished. The security cameras, with their cold, unblinking eyes, captured every step of his journey that fateful day. They showed him approaching the railing as if contemplating a leap. But the most horrifying part, they never showed him coming back. The cruise ship continued its journey across the ocean, oblivious to the turmoil and anguish that unfolded behind the scenes. While authorities conducted a thorough investigation, they found no evidence of foul play or accidental overboard. The ship's logs were scrutinized and passenger accounts were taken, but they offered no insights into George's mysterious vanishing act. Theories abounded. Some believed he had deliberately jumped into the sea, while others whispered about shadowy figures lurking below the surface. The truth, elusive and hidden beneath the waves, remained a haunting enigma. The passengers and crew were left grappling with questions that echoed long after the cruise had ended. What had caused George to take such a drastic step? And why had he chosen the vast, unforgiving ocean as his final resting place? As we conclude our journey through these chilling tales of disappearances at sea, we are left with more questions than answers. The Bermuda Triangle continues to baffle scientists and researchers with its uncanny ability to swallow entire planes without a trace. The Carol A. Daring remains an eerie reminder of the unforgiving nature of the sea, a haunting testament to the mysteries that lie beneath its surface. And the vanishing man from the cruise ship serves as a chilling reminder that sometimes the greatest horrors unfold in the most unexpected places. As you navigate your own journey through life, remember to hold on tight to reality, because sometimes the line between the real and the surreal is as thin as the waves crashing on the shore. And if you ever find yourself alone on the vast expanse of the ocean, keep a close eye on those around you, for danger can lurk in the shadows and vanish just as quickly as it appears. These stories serve as a stark reminder of the power and unpredictability of the natural world, urging us to respect and understand the forces that shape our planet. Now it's your turn to add to the conversation. Have you ever encountered anything strange or unexplained while out at sea? Perhaps you've witnessed a sudden storm, seen a mysterious light in the distance, or felt an unexplainable presence on a lonely voyage. Your experiences may hold valuable insights or echoes of the mysteries we've discussed today. So don't hesitate to share your stories in the comments section below. Who knows, your account might be the missing piece to one of these maritime puzzles. Together, we can unravel the secrets that bind these tales and perhaps gain a deeper understanding of the ocean's unfathomable depths. Before we part ways, remember to subscribe for more captivating content that explores the unknown and the unexplained. Each new adventure brings you closer to the edge of discovery. And if you've been captivated by these stories, don't miss out on future episodes. As always, thanks for joining me on this journey through the realm of the extraordinary. Keep your minds open, your hearts curious, and your eyes peeled for the unexpected. Until we meet again in our next video, stay curious, stay safe, and always remember the ocean holds secrets far beyond our comprehension. And if you ever find yourself alone on its vast expanse, cherish the moments of tranquility, for they might be all you have before the waves crash in and wash away all traces of your existence.